Grabbing the center, a textbook way of starting the game. Nice eye, you found a tactic to grow your lead into a win. Grabbing the center, a textbook way of starting the game. Mirroring your first move and creating openings for the dark-squared bishop and queen. Activating your knight adds more pressure to the center by threatening an undefended pawn. The opposing knight creates an even symmetrical position. Developing your knight and defending your pawn in one move. Nice! Creating a balanced position with both opposing knights on the board. This prepares your bishop for development. Your opponent is putting pressure on your pawn chain. This move doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either. They exchange pieces of equal value. That was a fair trade. A straightforward recapture. It's critical to develop your pieces as early as possible in the game. Their best option was to develop a bishop and attack the center. You exchange pieces of equal value. A clear recapture. Castling kingside is a great way to protect your king and develop. They missed a better way to develop a bishop and attack the center. You prevented your opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. You are now able to win a queen by pinning a piece to the king. You pinned the other player's piece to the king, which will win you a queen. That's not a mistake, but they did not find the best move here. You won material by capturing a queen. A straightforward recapture. This removes an attacker that was threatening to capture one of your pieces. This move puts their bishop on a safer square. You are bringing your bishop into play, eyeing the central squares. This is a fair trade. Well played. This recapture develops a fresh piece on the board. They made one of the top moves in this position. Well done, an excellent move. They develop a new piece. You captured that free pawn. Both kings are castled now. You create luft for the king, providing it an escape square. Placing the rook on an open file. You found a safer square for your bishop. Your opponent pinned your pawn, limiting its movement. Your pawn is no longer hanging and is now defended. Precise move from your opponent. Very good choice. That's playable. You trade off equal material. I like their choice. That pawn was yours for the taking. A correct move to get their knight out of harm's way. This is a good time for you to get out of trouble. You get a chance to eventually win a knight. You capture that free knight. You are threatening to checkmate the king. This move puts their rook on a safer square. Nice job blocking the attack on your rook. They exchange pieces of equal value. A clear recapture. You get a chance to force eventual checkmate. You have a clear path to a forced checkmate. Just find the right moves. Moving their threatened rook to safety. You continue the checkmate attack. You can win a rook with a fork. Very nice. They move their king out of the check from your queen. You're still on the road to checkmate. You won a rook for free. Their king steps away from the check by your queen. You continue the checkmate attack. That was the only move. You continue the checkmate attack. They are right on target. You're still on the road to checkmate. You captured a free pawn. They move their king out of the check from your queen. You continue the checkmate attack. They move their king out of the check from your pawn. You're still on the road to checkmate. Their king steps away from the check by your rook. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. That was the only move. You continue the checkmate attack. They move the pawn to safety. You're still on the road to checkmate. They played one of the best moves here. You continue the checkmate attack. They move their king out of the check from your rook. Your move gets closer to checkmate. Their king steps away from the check by your queen, getting closer to the forced checkmate. Their king steps away from the check by your rook. You did it. Nice checkmate.